What is up, guys? Troy here, and today we have some pretty big news in the gaming world. But first I wanted to mention the gameplay. I know it is Canal's TDM, but it's all I had recorded at the time when I wanted to make this commentary. I feel that me needing to make this commentary and getting it out as soon as possible was far more important than the actual gameplay footage being shown. But for the first up in gaming news, I want to start with Battlefield 4. Now we have two confirmed dates and some DLC news. First, for the dates, the 10th of June will be the multiplayer footage reveal date, just in time for E3 this year. I am just so super excited about this. I can't wait to finally be able to see what the multiplayer is going to be like. I understand a lot of people didn't really care for single player. I certainly didn't. It was nice seeing the graphics and some of the fidelity and get kind of an idea of what we had with that 17-minute playthrough of the single player. But really, the heart and soul of Battlefield has always been its multiplayer. So I'm really excited once June 10th rolls around and we can finally see some multiplayer footage. Now the next confirmed date is in fact the 29th of October, which will be the release date for the game of Battlefield 4 itself. This is not actually a very surprising date. In one of my last previous videos of Battlefield 4 news, I had mentioned that the 29th of October was the current rumored date floating around. October, November seemed to be a safe bet, but overall, both dates are really not surprising. October is the start of the holiday season, which traditionally is the height of the gaming sales season. It's basically the game's version of the summer blockbuster season, it being the holiday season. So the 29th of October is not surprising at all, and I am quite excited. June 10th is definitely not surprising because it's really starting to shape up that this year's E3 will actually be worth watching. It's no surprise in the fact that at the last few years, several years, E3 has really gone downhill. And venues like the Game Developers Conference and PAX East and PAX Prime have really stolen their thunder. I tend to pay attention to those conferences a lot more than E3, at least in the last 4 to 5 years. But this year's might be a lot better than years past. Battlefield 4 reveals, probably a ton of other games across all platforms that we don't know of yet, or that we aren't as much in the spotlight as say Battlefield 4 is. And we also have the next-gen console reveals, most likely going to come up at E3. The other Battlefield 4 news happens to be the first round of DLC that will be coming for Battlefield 4, and they have called it China Rising. And it sounds kind of vague, I know, but I think it's a sure bet that we'll at least see a Chinese faction and some China-based maps for the multiplayer side. It just sounds pretty awesome, and I know a lot of people are kind of making a big deal about the fact that DICE and EA haven't shown any of the Battlefield 4 multiplayer footage yet, and they're already starting to release news about the DLCs that are going to follow. And I certainly can understand that argument. They seem to be jumping the gun and getting started quite early. But this is actually a trend that's been happening for quite a while now in the gaming world, and it certainly wasn't invented by DICE or EA. So let's hope that they can actually get a lot of the DLC plans worked out early, and maybe, just maybe, they can support the game a lot better after release, instead of just releasing timed DLCs. Maybe some more esports support like they've said in the past, more frequent patch updates, and so on and so forth. Now, the second big piece of news is that just a few days ago, Microsoft revealed the next Xbox, now aptly called the Xbox One. The reason I wanted to talk about the Xbox One is because I actually feel I really have to defend it. It's not surprising that the Xbox reveal has been met with a sizable backlash among a lot of people, and I really don't understand why. People have been saying that the reveal was underwhelming. Well, so was the PS4 reveal back in February. Sony didn't even show the actual console. Microsoft at least did that. Now, for full disclosure, say up front, my primary gaming platform is PC, and I have, on the console side, owned all 3 PlayStation systems, and I haven't owned a single Microsoft console. I never even have played on Xbox 360. I have played at a few friends' houses back in the day when I was a lot younger, played on the original Xbox. But when it came to consoles, my most used console has been on the Sony side, so I just wanted to state that up front. But it seems a lot of people are upset that Microsoft didn't showcase, I guess, the gaming side of the next Xbox as much as the whole home media side, and I really don't understand this backlash. The PS4 is going to be the same home media device that the Xbox One will be. They're both going to have all the home media applications like Netflix, Hulu, Cinema Now, Vudu Movies, all these different third-party applications that provide a complete entertainment package for the consumer in their living room. And both of them will play games. Now, I think Microsoft will be showing a lot more of the gaming side at E3. As it stands now, it's kind of looking like they could actually have a better E3 conference than Sony when it comes to the PS4. Since Sony mostly covered a lot of the social networking aspects and the actual gaming side of the PS4 back in February. But it's no surprise that both Sony and Microsoft want their respective consoles to be the center of your living room. Both companies have been going in this direction for quite some time, especially with the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. They both play a lot of the same applications like Hulu and Netflix. And I really think people need not worry about either system as it stands now. Yes, both are going in that direction of a home media center, but they'll always both play games as well. The only difference being is maybe a few exclusives. So E3 is just around the corner, and I'm sure both Sony and Microsoft have a heck of a lot more to reveal. But that's really just how I feel. I feel that Microsoft and the reveal of the Xbox One has received kind of an unfair amount of backlash. It just seems that people have kind of a short-term memory, and it was just 3 months ago that Sony had a very underwhelming press conference revealing their system. They didn't even reveal the actual console. So, I just feel that Microsoft's getting unfairly treated here. I'm sure if you're a fan of either Sony or Microsoft or both, I would just urge you to sit tight. E3 is just a few weeks away, and we're going to see a heck of a lot more from both systems. Some good, bad, all around. But that's going to be it for this round of gaming news, guys. I really appreciate you watching the video, and as always, thanks for supporting me.